Hi, it's Doug from Rise Above Performance Training. Today I'm going to address a question that I commonly get as to what kettlebells I should buy. So I brought out a few kettlebells here, the ones that I have, and just to show you the difference, and then we'll talk about what they're made of and price comparison, but also which ones you should get based on those. So here are your general cast iron bells. So this is a 16 kilo, also 36 pound. This is a 24 kilo. About 53 pounds. And these are your competition style kettlebells. So this again is a 16 kilo. They're generally yellow now, that's why the yellow tape. And the green here is the 24, much like this. And I've taped these just to kind of correspond with the weight here. So as you can see, the size difference between the bells. So you have these two bells here that are both the same weight, but you can definitely tell the difference in size. So the competition bells, the theory behind it is when you're competing, you're doing a bunch of reps for 10 minutes. When moving up in weight, you want to maintain that technique. So the bell size is going to be the same. So let's say I've been practicing with the 16 kilos for months and I want to move up to the next bell. Theoretically, the shape of the bell is the exact same. So when I go to the rack position or overhead, I'm not having to find a new rack position. These are the same, it's just the weight is different. Now as you can tell with this, there's a huge size difference. So the ball itself of the bell is much smaller. The handle is not as high either, and probably not as big. So when I go, let's say I rack this one, I might be racked in a little different spot. But when I start moving up in technique, this bell's a little bit bigger. I may have to find a different rack position. So that's one area you want to consider. So if you're doing technical work, you may want to look at the competition bells. The competition bells are made out of like a steel alloy or aluminum. And what they do is they basically just have a casing and then they kind of fill it up with more weight. I think the general kettlebell is 18 pounds and then you just fill it up. Because of this casing, they're a lot less durable than the cast iron. So if you were to drop these bells or bang them together a lot, like let's say farmer walks outside and you drop them on the ground, they're not going to last as long. Cast irons, however, especially a really good cast iron with a uniform handle, they're going to last forever. They'll probably outlive me. I'll have to pass them down to somebody, but these are bulletproof. I do get chips or scrapes every once in a while. I mean, if you're really anal, you can just get a flat black spray and just spray them down. So for durability's sake, that's something to consider. Handles are a lot bigger here. And also the diameter of the handles are a little bit bigger. As you can see here, just the thickness and the difference. The smaller handles allow competition lifters to not fatigue the hands out so much. They can hold the bells really well inside the fingertips rather than having to hold it more in the palm. So that saves their grip. Here with the 53, it's a lot bigger. It's a lot harder to hold in the fingertips. You may have to palm it a little bit more. So that's something to consider. Two arm swings for a person with big hands, it's hard to get both hands in here. So the cast irons do a little bit better job of getting both hands in there. Women though may have a tough time swinging the bells that are cast iron when they start getting heavier weight because they can't get their hands all the way around it. So the competition bells might be a little bit better for women if they're just doing swings. Price point wise, a good competition bells, these are probably middle of the line competition bells. I don't have high end. And I looked up the prices. A good cast iron bell is going to be a little bit more expensive of the same weight of a competition bell unless you get really high end competition bells. So this one, a 24, is going to be about 120 bucks. Not counting the shipping, and this one's roughly about 100 bucks. So it's about $20 difference. So the price point's not that much different. If I were to choose a bell, I would choose it based on what I was going to do. If I'm a trainer and I'm going to people's houses or I'm just training other people in the gym, I will probably go with the cast iron. It's more durable. If your client drops it, it's okay. The only thing that really does it could rust if it scrapes a little bit. And like I said, you can get that flat paint, black paint, and just spray it over. If you're really into competition, you can get the competition bells. Like again, they're not going to be as durable. I wouldn't necessarily train clients with these. I do these when I practice my long cycle and my snatches. So I would say find a good cast iron bell if you're training people. If you're into competition, definitely get a good set of competition bells and take it from there. Thank you for watching.